Immersed Robot.
Hello, so in this video I'm playing Microsoft Flight Simulator in the Pimax CRYSTAL yet again, and I thought, actually I've not done that many videos in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I feel like I have, because I've been playing it quite a lot, but I've not actually published many of those videos for one reason or another. But in this video it's a bit of an experiment actually for me. I'm just gonna record this and I might publish it, I might not, and you'll know the result of that if you're watching this or not. But I'm recording footage while I'm on camera with but recording everything to an extra PC, so there is absolutely nothing that should be taking performance away from the PC that I'm running this on right now, which is, you know, sort of the ideal scenario, I would say. And at the moment we've got really good frames, 84, 82, 85 frames per second at the moment in this, running at very low settings but a pretty good resolution. Once again, in the Pimax CRYSTAL, it's always surprising me what we can do in this on an RTX 3080, and this is great. It's pretty special. I'm in one of the discovery tours in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment, which is in France. I can't remember the place. I mean, a park, some kind of like a conservation park, I believe, like a Circles and something park. You'll be able to find it in the menu anyway. That's the main feature, it seems, in this discovery flight anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to get this set up because it's valuable for me on my channel when I'm really trying to focus in on performance, because I've got sort of a lower end system. I would say that right now I've got a mid-tier system for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and actually I've just realised maybe I'm not recording the sound of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but we'll have to let that go in this one. Like I say, it's a bit of an experiment. But yeah, for Microsoft Flight Simulator in the Pimax CRYSTAL, at these resolutions, like looking at the dials and everything is really sharp. It's not perfect, you know. If you've got a 4090, I'm sure you'll be able to get it much better than this, but it's very sharp. It's the sharpest I've seen it on my PC. And running this simulator on an RTX 3080 is not an easy thing to do at these kinds of resolutions. And when I'm doing videos on this, I don't want to be compromised on the performance that I'm getting, because people will see that it's noticeable in the videos and stuff. So I want to give an accurate representation of the performance I'm getting in this on my system, because although most people that are really into Microsoft Flight Simulator will probably be running this on a higher end system, I think it's valuable for some people that just want to dip in, like me, in and out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's something they do enjoy, but it's not necessarily something that they really want to invest that much money in. And you'll probably notice actually while I'm on the video of this that I am using dynamic foveated rendering, so that helps performance a lot. It wouldn't take too much to really push this up to 90 frames per second native. And as I've mentioned, I'm running really on very low settings in game, but we could probably ramp those up a little bit and just running reprojection. This is an absolutely fantastic experience. So I should probably share a few of my settings actually. So let's just go into Microsoft Flight Simulator options first. So starting at the top, we've got DLSS running, of course, in balanced, and then we've got some AMD FX sharpening in there as well at 160, and then pretty much all the in-game graphics are down to low. I'm hoping you see these okay. It can be difficult on video sometimes to capture all of these, but we're basically on very, very low settings in game on this, and we could probably push that up, but I'm just trying to give you an accurate representation of what you can expect. I mean, this is really incredible frame rate here, and it's sharp. That's the thing, it looks sharp. But in addition to this, we are also using, of course, OpenXR. So let's go into OpenXR Toolkit and check some of those settings out. Okay, so I'll look over here while we talk about this. So of course, I've got the FPS showing. The upscaling and sharpening, I've got CAS on and a sharpness level of 40%. Foveated rendering, I am using the eye tracking in the Pimax CRYSTAL, so we've got the dynamic foveated rendering being utilized, and then basically standard settings for that. Inner ring resolution 1 times and then 40% on that. Middle ring resolution 1/8, and the size is 81%. Whoops, we've just lost that again. Let's get that back. And then outer resolution at 1/16. So you've got 3 different rings of resolution scaling on this with dynamic foveated rendering. And then we'll go across to system, and we've got the override resolution to yes, and then display resolution per eye is 2370 by 2804. Still very high resolution. So this looks great. You know, it looks really sharp, really good. So I'm really impressed with how well this is running and how well it looks in this. Yeah, just a great experience at the moment. It's pretty shocking to me how good it is. I'll tell you what, let's really test it though. Let's go to London. Shall we go to London? Let's do that. So this is about an hour later. I had to download the latest update for London in order to get this working. We're getting a lot of pop-in right now on detail that is being rendered as we get closer. And I think this just highlights some of the low settings in game that I'm running at, but we're still running at pretty good frame rates. You know, it drops down to about 60, then goes up to 82, 79, 78. So we're still doing really well on frame rate. At least it feels great and it looks okay. Some of the photogrammetry just doesn't seem quite right in places. But anyway, this is London, still running really well on an RTX 3080 at relatively low settings. Still a good experience regardless. It would be good to up the settings a little bit. Maybe we should try that actually. But before I do that, I just want to say you should be hearing some sound now. I have that hour that it took me to download this update. It did allow me some time to reconfigure some stuff. But going forward, I should be able to do some pretty good performance tests now, recording to a separate PC and stuff, but also recording some camera footage of me playing the game as well. People say on-camera stuff, you should be doing some on-camera stuff, so I thought, you know, that's why I've been doing some more on-camera videos on YouTube. I'm not 100% comfortable doing it, but I'm sort of getting used to it now, and if it helps show the experience a little bit more, then it's probably worthwhile. But let's get into changing a few of the... Look at this looks great. Really good frame rate here. Past the gherkin. It's sort of shocking actually how good this is running. I am surprised, but let's try and up some settings anyway. This is bizarre how good it's running. Let's up some settings. Okay, so what shall we do here? So we've already got buildings on high. I need to maybe some advice on this actually. The best things to change in this menu in order to get some good settings. So feel free to leave some comments on what I should be doing here to get a better overall experience while not impacting performance too much, because I'm a newbie at this kind of stuff. Terrain level of detail, let's up that a little bit. Actually, let's increase that a lot just to test it out. Trees, not too important around this area. Let's put that up to medium. Object level of detail, let's increase that quite a bit as well. Volumetric clouds. So I've pushed quite a few things up to medium now, and wow, this is stunningly good. I don't want to... The problem is I move my head too quick and I do get those... I'm just about seeing those black bars, still getting like 54 frames per second, but I hate it when I turn my head and you can just detect it's not quite running at the right frame rate. So I would probably go for those lower settings, honestly, but Jesus, this is unbelievable. This level of detail at this resolution, 60 frames per second. The problem is, what we're dealing with here is a refresh rate of 90 Hz, and then we're dealing with all of these intermittent frame rates, which will mess up. You'll get stuttering no matter what. I've mentioned this time again. It's like there's this battle for running at 90 Hz and then just getting the highest frame rate you possibly can within that. The problem with that is that it doesn't work, because you will always get stuttering. If you're running at 80 frames per second, you're going to get stuttering at a 90 Hz refresh rate. So this is the issue. We're in constant battle, and this is why I tend to favour just going at half frame rates, relying on motion smoothing, motion reprojection, however you want to call it, smart smoothing, although that's a separate subject. I'm not entirely sure if that's fully working on the Crystal at the moment. I don't believe it is, but regardless, you know, that's not operating at the moment anyway, because we're fluctuating at all these different frame rates. So this is a good experience anyway, regardless, you know, taking all of that aside. I think this is great. Look at this detail. I don't think I've seen, I've not seen it looking this good, but it's bizarre to me how it's been so far below this. Might be the latest update as well, that's the thing. But RTX 3080 Pimax CRYSTAL, compromises being allowed, I think you can still have a absolutely fantastic time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But yeah, still running at 48 FPS, 55, 62. Shockingly good. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching this one. I'm going to keep revisiting Microsoft Flight Simulator and honing the performance down. I want to get it to the point, actually, I think I'm going to try to get it in some kind of reprojection state if possible. I want to run it at 45 FPS locked, just so we don't get this minor stuttering. But this is what people want to see, apparently. People want to see it unlocked and just seeing what the frame rate that I can get. So that's sort of why I'm doing this, even though the FPS counter on this display mirror that I've got is very small. I'll see if I can try and sort that out for future videos. But once again, this was a impromptu one, and yeah, I've spent hours in here now just flying around. Oh, this is just such a great experience. I mean, I've been making a lot of Pimax CRYSTAL videos lately, and you don't need a Pimax CRYSTAL to enjoy this anyway, but there's something about it. If you get in this resolution, and the problem is it's a constant battle on an RTX 3080. It's a constant battle in Microsoft Flight Simulator to get a good image quality to performance ratio. You can, it's certainly viable in plenty of other stuff. Microsoft Flight Simulator is one of the most demanding experiences you're going to play in VR. So an RTX 3080 is, in my opinion, the bare minimum you can get away with. But it's still possible. So I'll leave it there. Sorry, I was drifting off a little bit there, just enjoying the view and stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be back with plenty of more Pimax CRYSTAL stuff, but also there's a lot of hardware heading my way, actually. Although there is a Lynx R1, there's a few Lynx R1 things going around at the moment, and I don't know, I'm still not convinced I'm going to get it in the next few months even. Which is a little bit disappointing, but I will report back on that when I know more details. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.